Oh, hello, good morning and welcome. We are in Birmingham today and I'm meeting the one, the only Andy King.
Hello.
Andy is the youth worker at Riverside Church and he's got, I don't know how many years of youth work experience.
8 years.
8 years. It's an awful lot, that's for sure.
8 years at Riverside, 15 years in total.
Goodness me, that's a lot.
Innings.
Brilliant. So we are drawing on this extensive experience. Andy is helping us to put together an RS2 session, which is what brings us together today. Andy, tell us a bit about the theme for this session.
Okay, so the theme that we've looked at and thought about is looking at the theme of stress. Stress is something which is quite a massive issue with like 11s to 14s. In that maybe they're not thinking about like future kind of things that 15s to 18s might be thinking about, like what universities to go to, exams and stuff. But with 11s to 14s there's a lot of changes going on and that can cause stress. So things like puberty, things like thinking about like relationships, and I think just their own identity is something that they just get quite stressed about, and thinking about issues of who am I in relation to my family, at my school, at church, and all these things can kind of just all get together and just snowball and sometimes just explode a bit.
Yeah.
So we're looking at ways in which we can like help them chat about it, identify it, all in a fun, hopefully relevant way.
So the material itself, let's talk about the material. Is there one activity in here that strikes you as being particularly exciting or off the wall or different?
Off the wall, certainly. We road test this with our young people, and the activity is the main kind of icebreaker at the beginning, literally an icebreaker. What we did is we got some boxes about that kind of height and depth, and we filled them up with water, and we managed to freeze a pair of pants, big baggy pants, and we froze them in these blocks of ice. And what you do is you get about maybe 5 different blocks of ice, depending on how many young people you've got in your group, and you give each block of ice to each group. And then you have some sort of quiz kind of element as to see who gets what tools to break the ice, get the pants out of the ice, and the first group to put the pants on is the winner. So some group had like a hammer, one group had like a mallet, one group had like a toothpick, one group had nothing at all. And the idea is like how quickly can they get the ice out, and obviously the group that didn't have the right tools for the job were getting properly stressed about it. You have to have like a decent prize for them to like really engage with it and go for it. And initially they're a little bit like, what's this game about? And it's a little bit odd and stuff. But the amount of effort, and obviously you need to do it outdoors if you can, because it does get a bit messy and water goes and ice goes all over the place and stuff. But if you've got the space to do it outside, or if you do it inside, you could just get a big sheet tarpaulin down on the floor and stuff. Yeah. And that do it and stuff. But it's just a really fun kind of like literally an icebreaker to kind of like do and stuff. So which our guys just really enjoyed it and stuff, and a lot of fun.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It sounds mental. It sounds brilliant.
It was mental.
So in terms of the teaching content, in terms of opening the Bible and reading it and discussing it and applying it, what have we got here?
We looked at the character of Paul, and when he was locked up in prison, he was still going for it and worshipping God and stuff. So obviously when he was locked up in prison, he was going through a tough time, a stressful time, and we're looking at how in our tough situations that apply to us, our stressful situations, what can we do to encourage each other, as Paul did when he wrote to the church in Philippi, when he's talking about God's peace that passes all understanding. How can we apply that to whatever stressful situation, whatever tough time we're going through, for every young person and for ourselves? How can that be applied to it?
That's brilliant. You know, I'm really excited about it. I think it's brilliant, and I can't wait to see it in action.
Thanks, Ian. I hope it works.
That's great. Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome.